Falstrom, author of EADG 4, theory textbook for the bass guitar, here at Melody Mart Music Store in Homewood, Illinois, which is about 40 minutes south of Chicago Loop in Soldier Field. And that was called the major pentatonic scale. Now, major pentatonic scale is a legendary classic scale that as a bassist you want to know. And I was just playing a G major pentatonic scale here, and I'm going to go through it right now. The first note is called a root, it's a G. The second note is a major second right here, it's an A. The third note is B. The fourth note is the perfect fifth. Major six, it's the fifth note, and the octave. So it's finger pattern would probably be 2, 4, 1, 4, 1, 4 for now. And then when your fingers get straight, first finger and little finger get stronger, you're going to wind up going, probably put your first finger there, but for now, kind of go like this. Now the one I was jamming on, that same notes, what I did was I took the B and the E here, which is the third and the major six, and I moved this B here, and I moved that E here. So now you got another shape or finger pattern. It's 1, 1, 3, 1, 3, 1. See? Identical. A little different tone here. Get a nice little slide right there. Root 2, 3, 5, 6. So these note relationships, you got to know these. You can take it. This is the root again. This is the major second. This is the major third, which is B. You should know the note letter name too. G is a root. A is a major second. B is the major third. D is a perfect fifth. E is the major sixth. And G, of course, is your root again, just an octave higher. G, A, B, D, E, G. G, A, B, D, E, G. Same notes. Now what we do is we'll just take this G again, here, and we'll take this and we'll just do it up another octave. Same notes, G, A, B, D, E, G. So we got the other octave, G, A, root, major second, major third, perfect fifth, major six is E, and again your octave or root, a G. So it's back down. Now this scale is used for bass lines on major chords. So if it's a major chord, come up with something nice. You don't have to use it, but it's used in a lot of songs. You want to practice it everywhere on your bass. Probably maybe a circle of fifths, starting with C. If you know C, you can play it on A3 and just do the same pattern. This is movable. So now C is my root. D is here, of course. E is the major third. G is the perfect fifth. Major sixth, and root or octave again. So you use the same finger pattern. There's your C. The band plays a C major chord. You, as a bassist, can use any of these notes at any time for a bass line. Or you don't have to use any of them. You can put them in any order you want. So you want to probably do patterns, maybe put them in groups of 3. And then another group of 3. Another group of 3. Another group of 3. And just keep going. And then you get that. Now let's talk below the root, of course. We got to know below the root. Root's not the lowest pitch note. It's the center note. So we got our root here. What we do is we'll play the scale, ascend, descend, and play them below the root when we can't. So we got C here. D is here, the major second. Can't play it any lower, so we'll keep it there. We know that E is the major third. We'll drop it down to low E. Use that one instead, just to know it's there. So it's your choice where you want to play your major third from the C pentatonic, played on a C major chord. G is your perfect fifth. Right there, I'll play it up. So now your pentatonic scale is root 2, low 3, perfect fifth here, instead of here. So it's, and A is your major six, right there. And here's an A right there. And then back to your root. Pentatonic. Root 2, 3, 5, 6, root. Very solid, sweet sounding. Boom. Or same thing, man. And then you just create your own lines and if this reminds you of some, it's purely accidental because there's so many songs with the pentatonic. pentatonics. I'm on back to G pentatonic, G major chord. You don't have to play any of these notes. Alright, back to our circle of fifths. We'll go to D. Let's go to D. Just same pattern. There it is. Memorize it. 2, 4. Switch strings. 1, 4. 1, 4. 1, 4. Know your notes. D, E, F sharp, A, B, D. Know the note relationship. D is the root. E is the second. F sharp's the major third. A is the perfect fifth. B is the major sixth. And D is your root or octave again. Note relationships are very important. They're in my book, EADG 4. Pentatonic scales are covered heavily in the book, EADG 4. And so is note relationships. You've got to know the note relationships. They come from, you start with the major scales and minor scales, and I'll show you real quick the D major scale with this major third stuff. There's a D major scale. Here's the root. These are the names. Major second, major third, perfect fourth, perfect fifth, major sixth, major seventh, root or octave. So with the pentatonic scale, which is a 5-note scale, penna, you're leaving out the 4th and the 7th notes. So you're getting rid of the 4th and the 7th. And the reason why is because on major chords, those notes change with the modes. So if you're in the key of D and it's non-blues oriented, you're gonna improvise on a D major scale. But if you go to another major chord in D, which would be the 1, 4, or 5, the 4 would be G. Play it, drop it down here. You would not play the major scale because what you would be doing is just putting the song in G major then. So the Lydian mode, well, I've talked about that in the modal section, but with the pentatonic, you're playing the shell of the modes. You're cutting out the 2 notes that change. There's 3 major modes, the Ionian, Lydian, and Mixed Lydian. And the 2 notes that change in those are the 4th and the 7th. The ones that always stay the same are the root, 2, 3, 5, 6, 8. So what you're doing is you're leaving out the 2 notes that change, so that's why these work on major chords anywhere. And for those who know their theory, I'll show you where it doesn't. One major chord where it doesn't work is if you're in a minor key or a minor scale. So we'll just take A for simplicity. And the 1, 4, and 5 chords are minor before the song starts. But a lot of times you go to your 1 chord, to the 4, or minor, A minor, D minor. But when you get to your 5 chord, which is usually minor, it's most of the times it's major. And the scale you want to use is not the major pen. You definitely don't want to use the major pentatonic here because you're in A minor, and your minor third is C. You got to keep that C. You want that C. We're in A. So what you want to do is your scale would be this. This is from the melodic minor. Now this is a little bit advanced right now. I just wanted you to show you that the major pentatonic is for the majority of major chords. There are exceptions, of course, and that's one of them. That's it for now. I'm John Falstrom, and I'll see you next time. Thanks.